Hey everyone, before we jump into the show, I want to tell you about our merch store on Threadless. Shop a wide variety of logos with multiple colors and sizes available for each design. Your support is greatly appreciated and helps us continue to make killer content like this episode. Please visit supercoolradio.threadless.com or the link in the description to shop now.
Hello everyone. I am Matthew Thomas. You're watching and listening to Super Cool Radio. Got a very, very special guest with me at this time here at a super secret location. The lawyer said I am not able to disclose at this time. Please welcome Nick Bliss.
Hi.
Very nice to see you. I just saw you for the Smile Empty Soul show, so now it's nice to do this interview. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tongue twister. Every time I tell people, hey, you going to the Smile Empty Show?
Yeah.
The Smile Empty Soul show?
It is. There's a lot of enunciation. I don't think I even did it right. Maybe I did. I don't know. Anyway. As I said, a little bit of a different guest. Obviously, I know you are a musician, but I know you're also a photographer, videographer. You do a lot of different stuff.
Yes. It's part of my ADHD. I am very obsessive over hobbies and new things. Always have to pick something new up. You know?
I do know what you mean, but I mean you're into a lot of cool stuff. Obviously, there's music, there's skateboarding, there's photography, a lot of different stuff for you.
A yo-yo.
Yes. So before we really get into everything, I'm going to hit you the hard question to start this interview because I'm the host. I can do that.
Give it to me hard.
What is the best concert you've been to?
See. Well, it has to be. Hold on. Can I name a few?
That's your interview. You can break the rules.
Because like Sum 41 is always amazing, but so is Papa Roach. But so is. Shit. There's other people that I love seeing, and every time I see them, it's a blast. I'm just gonna say Autumn Academy is the best show I've ever seen.
No bias.
No, I can't think of any. They're all freaking awesome. But I mean, the shows that you go crazy at are the funnest, like Papa Roach, where you can just scream the lyrics and dance the entire show. Yeah,
no, I know what you mean with that explanation. But I feel you. Like if it's the music that you can get into, you scream the lyrics back, you can move around. Like Sum 41, great concert. I've only seen them once back in December of 2019. But they can throw down.
Yes. Oh, you know what? The most epic show I've ever been to is Backstreet Boys. Couple months. Was it how long? It was like a couple months ago. Yeah. It was awesome. It was a good time. That. 18,000 people, and we were up front.
Where were you at?
In the pit. Some venue in Ohio. I don't remember.
Okay.
But it was in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, it was awesome. It was epic.
Were people getting into it?
Yeah, I was getting into it. I was drunk, but it was awesome.
Out of all the answers, I was not expecting that one.
Dude,
See, this is why I do interviews.
Yeah.
You never know what kind of answer you're going to get.
Go see Backstreet Boys. If you like Metallica, they're very similar to Metallica.
You sure about that?
I think.
Okay. Well, go find out then and let Nick know. So for you, how'd you get into photography?
I think I've always been interested in cameras, but I never really cared about cameras until like 20... It's on my Instagram when I got my first camera. I don't remember if it's 2017. I think it was 2017. 2017, July. My friend's like, dude, get a camera. It's my friend Gage Craft. He's a baller. He's an awesome artist. He did the artist for the little local artist demo that we were handing out on tour.
I do like the artwork. It looked really sick.
He is awesome. Go check him out, Gage Craft. But anyways, he kind of motivated me to start doing photography, and so I was blowing up his inbox on getting details on what kind of camera I should get, and so I got a camera, and then I started learning, and that's it. Started shooting photos at shows because I go to shows, and then that's where I feel the most comfortable, and it's where I had fun, and started making okay photos. Yeah.
Well, I would say nowadays you make very good photos that are above okay.
I would say they're about the same.
No, I saw some for the Rockford Vets. They look pretty good.
Yeah, well, thank you. I have fun. I put a lot of passion in my photos.
I can definitely tell with you capture some really cool ones. Like I don't know if anyone sees the photos I post for the shows I go to. I feel like I just get lucky with some of them. Where like I wasn't planning on capturing that, but it worked.
I think that's what I do too. I mean, I shoot like I guess 10 photos a minute. Usually around, if it's like a 40-minute set, I'll shoot about 400 photos.
Wow.
So out of those 400, I keep, maybe 10, 20, sometimes 40. Sometimes I'll do 10%, but usually I try to narrow it down so I'm not posting 40 photos of a band.
Yeah, I feel like I delete a lot of the photos I take because they're either blurry or someone doesn't look good or whatever. So that's what people tell me about like photography. You don't keep as like very many that you take.
Everybody is. I've had a lot of people that are like, "I look ugly in that photo. Can you delete it? Can you take a different one? I'm ugly." A lot of people. It's like I can't fix that in photos. I mean,
the Photoshop only gets you so far.
Yeah.
But I really like the photos you take, and you have a cool watermark too. So
thank you. That's my signature. I spent hours signing something and practicing, and then I eventually got to the right logo or the right signature that I wanted to use, and then that's how it happened.
Turned out to be this.
Yeah.
See? Also, does this glow in the dark?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought, because I put it on my nightstand, and then I shut the lights off and go to bed, and I'll go, that glows in the dark. That's pretty sick.
Actually put radioactive crap on that.
Oh, yeah, you went to the nuclear waste dump?
Yeah. It's trying to kill you.
Well, you're the only one so far. If anyone wants to rival Nick with that, go for it. Please don't. I need my brake lines for my car, by the way.
Don't release this footage.
Sorry, we went from photography to attempted murder pretty quick. Anyway, but yes. So for you, what was like the most difficult thing to learn for photography?
It's always lighting. Lighting is difficult. Lighting is still difficult.
But yeah, for the lighting for this was more than what I thought it would be.
My apartment is a little dark, so I had to get out one of my lights, and I don't know how to use lights.
No, the super secret location is what you should have said.
Yeah, this super secret location is very dark.
Yeah, we're off the map.
Yeah.
The map just ended.
Yeah. But yeah, I think lighting would be one of the most difficult things. I don't even really try with composition. I just kind of do whatever. And I guess it works for me. And if it's not right, then whatever, because it's my photo. So that's good to me.
That is true. Do you like edit the photos or change like the lighting or like stuff like that for it?
A lot. Sometimes I have to select the subject, brighten the subject, and darken the background just so that the subject pops. I do a lot of brightening on the shadows and darkening with the highlights just so I have more of a dynamic range in my photos. It's not just blown out and then dark shadows. I like to have a nice even tone so everything you can see the details. But yeah.
Well, I noticed that because I don't know if you remember, it was at the Almas show back in March. You took a photo of me and Frank, and it turned out super dark.
Yes.
And then you posted it. I was like, "Oh, you could see us." It was like really dark. Like you showed me the original of it, and I saw the one you posted. And I go, "Oh, that looks really good."
That's how. Yeah. Don't ever look at the back of my camera because I always take terrible photos, and Lightroom saves me. But yeah, Lightroom is the boss. You know, it's that saved me a lot of times. And having an awesome low light camera, you know, like a Sony A7 III, that's like the best low light camera you can get right now. So
that's good advice.
Yeah,
a lot of good advice.
Yeah, I don't know about the 4. The 4 might be better now, but
I think someone could try it out and let us know. Fact check us on that.
Yeah, please, so I can upgrade possibly.
No, I did want to talk about, since you are very active in the scene, like as we were talking about, you take photos, and like I see you quite a few shows. How did you first get started, like in the music scene in South Bend?
So I was in a band back in the day when I was like 15, 14 years old. We would do band practice, and my brother and my cousin Cody, my brother Tony, my cousin Cody, we would rock out in our trailer in the trailer park, and I wanted to be part of it. Cody played guitar, my brother played drums in this trailer. It was really loud, and so I just started screaming stuff, just random stuff, and we became this really grungy, crappy punk rock band, and it was called Breakfast with Dr. Hubert. And
that's a solid name.
Yeah. And then we started getting a little more serious, you know. Had to be tough because we became metal, and we called it, my brother loved to run over roadkill and splatter it all over the place, so we called our band Nocturnal Nightmare. And
another solid name.
Yeah. And so we played a few shows with that name, and that was back in the day when the Post was open and the Underground and all that stuff. Then we changed our name again to Henrietta, and that's what we stuck to. And we played shows at all kinds of venues. My brother opened up a venue called The Refuge, and I was a big hand in helping with, you know, everything, you know, set up, tear down. Same with that, the Loft. The Loft was like our home, and we had a big part in, like, you know, helping out there. So ever since then, we've just been big in music, and, you know, my mom is huge in music, and so she kind of pushed that onto us, and then didn't push it past it onto us, and then yeah.
That's really cool. I didn't know like, well, how young you started with the band and stuff, but also you know, being a part with those venues as well. I didn't really know any of that. I know you did mention you know, Henrietta last time I saw you.
Yeah.
With releasing music in 2020.
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
Well, everybody had been asking us to put out some new music, so we're just messing around, and we got together, and we grabbed Brian Kelso, one of our friends, and he helped record it, and so it was Cameron, Cody, Tony, and Brian and I. We all rocked out and put out one song. One song, and that was on New Year's Day 2020.
It's new music.
Yeah, I think we were bored from COVID or something, and so we're like, oh yeah, let's put out music. I mean, we've got like 7 other songs that are the audio track is recorded, the music is, but I haven't done vocals and I haven't written lyrics, so that's what's holding us back. I'm kind of lazy.
What, do you think Henrietta will release more new music?
Maybe if I find the time to write lyrics or the will.
Or both.
Yeah. And then that'd be fun because then if we put out an EP or something, we might start playing shows again.
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, it'd be real fun.
That definitely would be. Now, kind of go back a little bit. So I know you talked about the kind of the music scene when you first started with the Loft and the Refuge and all that. How has the music scene changed here in South Bend?
Well, first off,
obviously COVID decimated a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But the biggest change is that churches used to help local music. And we used to, there was a budget. Churches, you could afford to book bands. And the music scene was huge at that time because, it was a positive place for people to go of all ages. Now we just book shows at bars. So it's 21 and up. You can't get the young kids out there that are a big part of the music scene. But also it's not really a positive environment. I mean, yes, your friends and everything out there are positive or whatever, but it's not that positive environment that the parents are looking at, and I just feel like everything kind of fell apart around like 2013. The big bands coming around, they don't book big bands anymore, and I don't know. It's kind of sad, but maybe it's just our local area.
Well, I do think there's a lot of factors involved. I mean, I've only been involved in it since late 2019, so I didn't really get too much of a taste of it pre-COVID. But unfortunately, there's not as many places to play. But as you said, with like booking the bars and stuff, you don't get the younger generation in to enjoy the music because it's not all ages shows. And I do think that's a slight issue, but also where do you play if there's not many venues?
Yeah, true.
So I feel like that's the same for a lot of cities, unfortunately, smaller cities, is that they lost a lot of their music venues.
Yes.
So we'll see. Hopefully some stuff changes around. But right now, like music-wise, how would you describe the scene in South Bend?
You saying like genre or how good the music is, or?
I was going genre, but both. Okay.
Music sucks. No, I'm just kidding.
He doesn't mean it.
No, the music's good. The genre, I think, it's weird, but I don't know if it's because I've kind of moved more towards the rock music scene, but I think the rock music scene is actually taking off more now than than it used to be, because it used to be metal and heavy music that took over everything. But also the electronic music is taking off. That's getting up there right now.
I've definitely seen at least lately some more diversity in the music scene.
Yeah,
because it was just like metal music. But now you got like some rock bands, got some classic rock bands, as you said, with the electronic stuff. And I think that it's cool that it's more diverse now than compared to what it used to be.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice. It's nice for change of pace.
It definitely is. And I know I ask people like who I interview about their music scene. So it's nice to actually get to talk about a little bit about the scene that we're in because we both live in the same area. But I do hope, there's a lot of cool bands here, and I do hope that, obviously the best for them, but also we get some, more places to play that will allow music.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's an all ages venue in Mishawaka, South Bend area, called The Well.
Oh yeah, I've been there. Yep, Miss Mishawaka.
Ages, yeah. That one's still kicking. They're still trying to do stuff, and I hope that we can get a few more all ages shows out there.
I hope so too, or just like just more consistent, shows happening more frequently.
Yes,
I know that's a problem. Like it's like every couple weeks there's a show, but nothing like like every weekend kind of thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think that was the one of the big things with the music scene is everybody could look forward to that one day. Oh hey, there's a show this day every week, and they always knew. So.
Yeah, it's fortunately a little bit different now, but obviously, again, we lost quite a few good venues.
Yep.
And it doesn't help. And bands.
Yeah.
So that hasn't helped too much, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, something I did really want to hit on for you. You had the
hit on me?
I said 4. There was a 4 in there, but maybe.
Hey.
You had the opportunity to tour with our good friends Autumn Academy when they toured with the Almas and Smile Empty Soul.
Yes.
How was that?
That was awesome. It was definitely an awesome experience. I would love to do it again. Yeah, man, like getting to see all the different music scenes all over the I guess I would say the eastern half of the country. It was really cool. You would think that like being stuck in a van with a bunch of people we would get on each other's nerves, but we never did. We were all good. We got closer after that. We became homies, like bros.
They're really cool guys, so I wouldn't imagine there was much of an issue with them. They're always cool, so it's just cool to be able to do that. Tour with especially like a band is like with their personalities, probably a lot of fun.
Yeah, the one issue I had was I would wake up in the middle of the night and Andrew would be staring at me, just standing over me, and
as he does.
That was a little weird, but
other than that,
no one knows about that.
What did they do now? See, this is stuff you get on the super cool radio. We really get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah,
but no, for you, what was your favorite moment from that tour?
Probably the moment that Cromer told me he loved me. No, I can't point out just one favorite moment. I mean, yes, there was bad shows. There was shows where nobody showed up at all. But then there was shows where it was like an awesome turnout. But every show was awesome because everybody was awesome. All the bands were awesome. We got to meet a bunch of cool people, and I can't really point out a highlight because the whole thing was a highlight. Like there was never a downside to it, So I mean, scenery was awesome. There was one point where we were driving through mountains and stuff. It's pretty epic. But yeah, I'm really bad at like just pointing out moments, just one single thing. I don't think I've ever answered any of your questions with just one single answer.
That is true, but I mean, it's also your interview. You can say you can pick as many moments as you want.
Answer not the question you asked me.
It has happened. I did ask someone a question. They just continued on without even pointing, without even noticing I asked another question.
Yeah. It
happens. I know that it's a challenging question. Again, that's why I ask it. I'm the host.
Yeah.
I get to ask these kind of questions. But no, I was very happy for all of you guys. Especially to tour with a band like Smile Empty Soul and the Almas, both really awesome bands, really good people. Yes. And be with those bands on those tours, that just sound like I was happy for everybody.
Yeah. I was really, it was really cool to. I'm like really happy we went on that tour because we got to meet some of the coolest people we know. That's those guys in the Almas, and then Ty and Sean, super cool people, and I'm really happy to have them in my life now. As like good friends. So.
Oh, definitely, and that's the cool stuff you get with like in music, like going on that tour, becoming friends with those awesome people, and that you still talk to, you still in contact with. That's the cool stuff. For you, I know because you went to many different venues on that tour. You've gone to many different festivals as well. What's like the most unique venue you've been to?
The Boom Boom Room. The Boom Boom Room.
Where was that at?
Is that what it's called? Yeah. It was in Louisiana, but that place was cool. I mean, it was a little tiny bar with a little tiny stage and no lighting at all. And but the music scene there was super cool. It was just cool vibes, you know. They had a concrete quarter pipe curb thing outside that we were skateboarding on while we were waiting, you know, and setting up. That was dope. I would say that would be one of the most unique ones. We also went to The End, I think. The End in Nashville. And that was dope. Like Paramore's played there. And it was like smaller than Cheers pub. It was a tiny venue. Yeah, and all these bands' names were written on the wall, and it was crazy, you know. Yeah, so there was that place. When we were in Texas, there was this big ass venue. It was LED screens all over the place, huge LED screens everywhere. The stage was like 6 feet tall. It was massive, and we were like, dude, this show is gonna be epic. But nobody showed up.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it was just the bands and the crew. That's all that was there. And I think it was just because it was on a weekday. The venue was in the middle of nowhere. There was a bowling ring outside. That's pretty cool. They do like rodeo and stuff outside. That was pretty cool.
They should advertise a rodeo with a concert.
Yeah, right?
Say.
Yeah, I'd ride a bull. Maybe.
I would try a mechanical one first. For me, at least me personally. I don't like getting hurt. I don't have insurance for that. But there's just so many cool venues. I know I haven't gone outside the Midwest. I've only like Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, and Ohio. But I really like the Muse on Main. I know it's closing down, unfortunately, but I just like the vibe there.
Oh, yeah.
I know we went there for the Mike V show.
Yeah.
But I just like they have the projector on the back.
Yeah.
Which to me that's really cool. So
that was super cool how Mike V was just turned around watching his skate videos. He's like, I'm watching my life flash before my eyes.
Literally.
It was pretty cool. That venue definitely has that little bit of what was left of the old music scene, and it's shutting down. So
that's unfortunately, yeah. I
definitely felt like a kid again at that venue. Super cool place.
Yeah, they really captured the vibe of like what it used to be. I'm going the last show just because I know that they treated me really good that was actually my first place I did a video interview at a venue.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was back I think last year, summer of last year. So it just got its own unique character. You know, obviously as we said, it's closing down unfortunately, but while they were still operating, it was still. They knew what they wanted, and they created their own vibe for it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I wish I would have spent more time over there. Only been there once.
At least you made it out.
Yeah, definitely.
And I did like how you said you might be going there, and then you show up with a Mike V skateboard for him to sign. Like you totally knew where you were going to go, but you told me maybe.
Yeah, well, I didn't know actually. So. What happened was I was supposed to be at Rock for Vets on that day, but then everybody at work got COVID, so I had to go into work that day. So I had to go home, go into work. So basically that whole period of time, I got like no sleep. Basically, we went to see Corey Feldman at Pierre's.
Oh, I forgot you did that, yeah.
Yeah, and then got home at like 3 o'clock in the morning, slept for like... We had to be up at Liberty Mountain at 10:30 in the morning to meet up with Autumn Academy. So we slept for like 2 hours and then drove for 4.5 hours or something like that. Got up there late. Shot photos all day. That was literally, I was so freaking tired. And I was trying to, because there was like 20 other photographers at that venue or that event, I had to try to beat them all to the punch, try to edit photos and post them immediately. So I shot the first band, edited them, posted them before the band was done. And then I continued that throughout the rest of the night, which was very difficult because I couldn't stop moving. And then after that, head straight home, took a few hours of sleep, woke up early, had to go to work, and then headed out to Mike V. I was real sick at work. I got real sick that day.
I didn't know it was that jam-packed with everything.
Yeah, it sucks.
You probably got a total of like 4 hours between 3 days.
Yeah, it was stupid. It was dumb.
No, it was fun.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, it was fun. It was totally worth it. I got a hug from Corey Feldman.
All right.
That was awesome. And then got to hang out with Mike V, which is awesome. Got to hang. I didn't get to hang out with. I hung out with the boys in Autumn Academy. That was dope. Yeah, got to shoot photos of Saving Abel and Saliva. It was pretty cool. Pretty fun time. Definitely worth it.
See?
Yeah.
So the lack of sleep is always worth it.
Yeah.
Most of the time. I don't know. Don't take my advice.
You'll sleep when you're dead.
Took a dark turn with that one. I don't know how to transition out of that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yes, the Mike V show, totally awesome. He is one of the realest dudes I've ever met. He's a very cool guy. If you get a chance to see Mike V, definitely take it. No matter how many, no matter how much lack of sleep you have.
Yes. Don't try to fight him. He is a crazy fighter.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Even though the story he had with him and John Cougar Mountain Camp was hilarious. So
yeah,
ask him about that story if you ever see him.
He'd love to tell you about it.
You definitely would. All right, as a wrapping up this interview, we're over 30 minutes because my phone screen turned off. I don't know. We'll see if you can answer this question. I know how you've been answering my questions lately. What is one book, one movie, and one album everyone should check out in their lifetime?
Okay, well, first, I'm laughing because of books, because I haven't read a book since middle school. I'd say out of the 5 books I've read in my entire life, I definitely recommend you read the Tony Hawk autobiography or the Mutt Rodney Mullen autobiography. Pretty dope.
I've read the Tony Hawk one. It's good.
The Tony Hawk one is awesome, and the Rodney Mullen one is just as good, and it's got pictures, which
that helps.
My favorite. And I love colored pictures. What was the next one?
One album.
Millennium by Backstreet Boys. Hold on. I've got this.
He definitely has this.
I've got this. I know I've got an album that I love. Christine knows. It's my girlfriend off camera. I've been looking over there because she knows these answers better than I do. What's a good album for me?
I should have done like the dating game instead.
Yeah.
That would.
How well does she know you?
Yeah, that probably would have went better.
Yeah. Okay. So album. I really like.
I didn't think it was gonna be this difficult. I'm sorry.
I love Shiny Toy Guns. I think that one album is We Are Pilots. I don't know album names, but that album is awesome. And then, no, We Are Pilots? Is that what it is? Hold on, I'm going to cheat.
We got to verify this.
It can't be We Are Pilots.
See, I almost regret asking this question, but I don't.
We Are Pilots. Yeah, We Are Pilots.
Okay.
That was a good one. I mean, these are like nostalgic albums. Like, the first Imagine Dragons album, epic. No more Imagine Dragons, just the first album. Which was Night Visions, and then AWOL Nation, Megalithic Symphony. Symphony? Yeah. That one's a good one. Sorry, I'm getting a few of them for you.
I expected it.
Yeah. There's no. I mean, I love Asking Alexandria, but Almost Here. The Academy Is. That's a good one. That's a real good one. I get to see them this year, which is a big.
Oh, you do?
Big highlight of my year because I thought I would never get to see them, and I get to see them twice, and in 2 days.
Where at?
Riot Fest, and then the Riot Fest after show, which
that's coming up.
Yeah, next weekend I think.
Nice.
I was real bummed because those after show tickets got scooped up by scalpers, and I managed to get a ticket for like $66, which was dope AF.
Nice.
And what's the next one?
What was that? Oh, one movie.
One movie. Grind. It's free on YouTube. Check it out. It's a skateboarding movie. It's amazing. I've seen it about 100 times at least. Grind. The Invisible. Here we go again.
I was expecting more, so that's all right.
Lords of Dogtown.
That is a good one.
Yeah, Lords of Dogtown.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Grind is good though because it's cheesy. It's really bad. It's horrible. It's terrible, and I love it. But yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Like how you just went all skate. Yes, that was all. that was probably the most difficult one. I want to ask. We'll be wrapping this up very soon, but yeah, that was a new one. People struggle with that one because also I haven't really read too many books lately. I think like the last one I read like Dante's Inferno when I was like in high school.
I played the game.
Does that line up with the book?
Probably not.
That's what I thought.
It might be based off the idea.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I never played it. I stuck to more like racing games.
Yeah.
I was big into Driver.
Yeah, Driver was awesome.
My parents won't let me get a Grand Theft Auto.
Did you play the Driver where you hit the cars and they go flying through the air?
Which one's that one?
Oh man, it was on the PC. It was like real old.
No, I did not play that one.
Man.
All I had was a PlayStation.
It might have been on PlayStation.
I have the first two.
Oh, it might have been Driver 2.
Okay.
Where you're like driving, and if you hit a car against a wall, it just flies through the air. It's pretty epic.
I'm going to have to try that when I get home now.
Yeah. Do it with a van because it's really funny when you see a van flying. I don't.
See, now we're talking about video game glitches now.
Yeah.
So this is stuff you need here on Super Cool Radio. Was it released like 2000 or something? I think it was 2000.
Oh, when that game came out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 99, 2000.
Yeah.
See? 22-year-old video games.
Game was ahead of its time, though.
It was good.
It still holds up.
Yeah. For practicing for driving in Chicago, I was playing that. It didn't help.
They say that you are a better driver if you play a lot of racing games. I don't know if it's because your reaction time is faster.
I think it's confidence.
It's the confidence.
Yeah.
It's spatial awareness.
Oh, see, that's a legit answer. We were just talking about funny stuff. It probably is. That's probably what it is. I just like the confidence of like, yeah, if I can drive a van in real life, I can in a video game, I could drive one in real life.
This guy plays a lot of Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, well, except
Shitty quote.
don't do any illegal stuff though. Not endorsed here on Super Cool Radio. Anyway, Nick, as I wrap up this interview, so what are your plans for the rest of this year and also for 2023?
The rest of this year, I just got concerts like Riot Fest, Louder Than Life, Muse. I'm shooting a wedding. I'm doing a video for a wedding.
Nice.
I got Brandon from Autumn Academy he's going to be working with me on that one. I don't have really much other than concerts every other day. Just lots of concerts. And then sometime eventually finding time to go to LA just to go check it out again. And St. Louis to go back to that city museum because that place is awesome. I don't know if you've ever been there.
I have not. I do want to go to St. Louis eventually, but
If you go to St. Louis, you have to go to the city museum and you won't regret it because it's the coolest thing in the world.
right on.
But I don't have any plans at all. I don't even know what I'm doing for Halloween, which sucks.
You better, you got like 6 weeks. You better hurry up.
Right?
All right. Well, I hope you figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right. Well, you have a lot of stuff going on. You have a lot of concerts. You have stuff.
I think I'm filming a music video for Autumn Academy this weekend. Yeah.
That's something big to say. Yeah.
That.
All right. Well, sounds good. I wish you the best of luck with everything. And I'll probably see you at another concert coming here pretty soon.
Of course you will.
Same.
I'll be there. Maybe.
I don't know which one, but I'll be there.
Yeah. One of those. I will be at a concert.
For sure. But Nick, thank you so much for hanging out with me here on Super Cool Radio. Always a great time. And I had a good time chatting with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here.
I
had a good time chatting with myself. No. I'm
just the host. That's all right.
Sorry, I interrupted you on your exit.
That's it's totally okay.
You never interrupt someone on there.
Well,
signing out.
You're the guest. You can do whatever you want. Just don't hurt me.
Ryan Seacrest out. No.
No, I have a good one that I'm going to do, and hopefully you don't interrupt me.
Okay, I'll leave it to you.
For Nick Bliss of Nick Bliss, I'm your host as always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Super Cool Radio. And remember, stay frosty.